All right, Jeff. All right. You know, I can't hear you, brother. You muted. Unmute yourself.
It's just one of them days, brother.
Oh yeah, it's always one of those days. But we're gonna make it the best that we can. How you
Yeah,
guys
definitely,
doing
definitely.
out there? What's up, James Corona? What's up, Brian Gemini? We want to thank you guys. We'll try to wait for some other guys. We apologize for the tardiness. Jeff is on the moon at the moment, and the reception is not too good.
How about horrible? That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. So we had a couple of technical issues. So welcome again to two DJs and a mic. This is our end of the year segment where we'll just be going over, this year, some of the things that we experienced this year. In regards to us doing, these shows and different things of that nature. Uh, Want to wish all you guys a merry belated Christmas. Hopefully, you and your families and your friends and so forth had a wonderful holiday. Uh, it's a blessing that we're all still here. So,
Absolutely.
so how are you doing today, Jeffrey?
Man, on this journey, on this highway, seeing them little white lines, but all is good, man. Great Christmas, great, hanging out with the family back in Mississippi. So I'm blessed, glad to be alive, glad to be, I had a good Christmas, man. Everything was great. I'm glad. Now I'm headed back to Big DFW. Had to make a pit stop on the way, but we on our way.
Yeah. Well, the good thing, last week you did the show from Mississippi. This week you in
East Texas.
yes, big old East Texas. He's in East Tejas. Yeah.
Yes.
So, well, okay, guys, we're gonna get this show on the road. Um, so the first thing, why we created two DJs and a mic. We were having so much fun. Well, I'm not gonna say fun. It was, first I had started with this podcast called From a DJ's Perspective, and Jeff was my first person that I had on, uh, and it was a wonderful show. We learned a lot of things. There were some things said, that ruffled some shoulders, and so forth. But it was wonderful, and it was so thought provoking for me doing from a DJ's perspective that me and Jeff was just talking one day, and we came up with two DJs and a mic. Uh, we lost Jeff.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You ain't lose me.
Okay, we couldn't see you.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yep,
problems, but I'm here. Go ahead, brother. I'm here.
yeah,
Ignore
yeah.
my
You
ears.
stop with the magic tricks over there. But yeah, me and Jeff was, just chatting, and we came up with two DJs and a mic. Uh, and it's been a blessing, and I'm very grateful myself because we've learned so much, and I would say me and Jeff are really good at bouncing things off of each other.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let y'all get his perspective from that. Uh,
Oh, it's like you said. It was just like it came. That's how it came about. I mean, I know you reached out to me. Hey, man, I want you to come on the show. And I said, Mike, I was thinking about starting a podcast. I'm glad you did. So I started one. And then we said, hey, man, it would be great to interview people together. That way, you can come at them from your perspective. I can ask them some stuff. And we just thought it would be a great idea to do a show with two of us, so if we miss some or the other person didn't think of it, because a lot of times you'll be into somebody, I was like, man, you should have asked them this. Or you'd be say, Jeff, you should have asked them this. Or you shouldn't have let them off easy with that. I would have asked them this. So we just decided to do it together, and it worked out great, because Jody was a great interview. Tashawn was a good interview. Almost everybody we've done together was good. You've had some good ones, and it's just been good to talk to people and get their perspective and let them let their
Mhm.
and be able to talk about it. Because we'll get into that later on. But I was about to drop one of the things, but we'll talk about that later. But it's just been great to be able to talk to people, give them a way to express themselves, tell them how they feel about the industry, things going on with them, what they like, what they don't like. Be honest about some stuff. Let it get it off their chest. But it's just been great. I've loved these podcasts, and people listen to them and they tell me how much they didn't know about somebody we interviewed. So like Bowtie. The first one we did, with a camera, that one's gonna come out one of these days. That was a really good one too. So yeah.
Yeah, 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 and like you say, Jeff, it's really been it's been a great learning experience because we get to really kind of dive in and ask some questions, and really get to see what makes guys tick.
Yeah. And
You know,
I like it because I learned something new or get a different perspective about everybody we interview. Because there's a lot of stuff I didn't know, like you. I didn't know a lot, some things about you came out. Hopefully
mhm.
you learned something about me. Hey, we learned something about Jeff. We learned something about Mark. Everybody who's been on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
also let us be able to talk to some people who folks wouldn't just readily be available to. Like I saw going on in the group today. What do you think about No DJ? Hey, brother, here's an interview I did live with him here. Watch the whole interview. We have access. Jorge called me today. Hey, Jeff. Hey, man, I want to use the no request for my big New Year's Eve party. Hey, brother, get him on the phone. He said, I want to set up the link with the name of the event before I do it. Hey, here's his phone number. Call him. And, without, just things like that, having access to people and, creating a bigger circle, you can reach out to me and I can, I might not be able to put you in touch with anybody, but I know somebody that knows somebody. Now, how you get there, I'll help you start the chain. But, it's just been, man, it's been a great year as far as that goes, being able to talk to people and do different things and interview folks and learn stuff about people we probably would have never talked to.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, I
Yep.
know I kind of touched on this, but I didn't. And for me, why I created from a DJ's perspective when I did that was
Mm-hmm.
I wanted something that we could actually get exactly that, the DJ's perspective. Because there are so many times where you really don't know nothing in regards to what the DJ's perspective is and
Yep.
how they feel about, how we feel about certain things, you know, how we feel about mixing or how we feel about MCing or whatever it is, when we started, why we started, what makes us tick, what makes us, want to continue to do this even when we get older. Some of us, or a lot, well, I don't know, but you got those of us that are in our 50s. You got some people that are in their 60s and they're still doing this. So from a DJ's perspective was just that, getting a DJ's perspective.
Yeah, and I
Because
was crushed when you created that because I had a T-shirt design, all kind of stuff with DJ's perspective. That was going to be my next thing I launched, but I was like, hey, he ran with it. It was great.
wow.
So yeah, I think I told you about that. I had it all lined up. I was gonna do that was I wanted to do a whole bunch of stuff based on a DJ's perspective. But it's all good. Two DJs and a mic has been wonderful too, because it gives both of us a chance. And I just use DJ CrossTalk to do my interviews. So it's still cross talking with another DJ, a planner, or whatever. So it's been cool, but I was slightly jealous when you slightly upset, but I said,
Yeah.
hey, I
Hey,
couldn't a better cat to take my name and the name I was going to use and run with it. But it was great, and I was like, okay, Mike has inspired me. I'm going to start doing my podcast now.
yeah, and I'm glad that I was able to inspire you. And we've had so many conversations in regards to podcasting and things along these lines. So I'm great that I was able to inspire you. And I'm grateful that we're doing this platform together because it's been a blast. It's really
Oh yeah,
been a blast.
you straight up lit a firecracker under me. Hey, you better do it for somebody come up with your next name, for somebody
Yeah.
come up with DJ CrossTalk podcast, and I'll be like,
Yep.
wait,
Yep.
hold on. So nah, it just you just motivated me to go do something that I've been thinking about doing a long time, and I appreciate that because I probably would have just kept procrastinating. But once you did, I was like, you know what? Okay, I need to do it. I mean, so it was a great motivator to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
So, and I know you have, touched on this before and so forth, but why did you create DJ Crosstalk? And I know we have podcasts here, but it's more so why did you create DJ Crosstalk?
My whole reason was I was in other DJ groups on Facebook, and it was all just negative energy. You would post something with a setup, man, you got this messed up, your wires are here, it is, that looks horrible, that. They would dress down a DJ. They would ask a simple question, hey, man, where do I find this? Or what's a good record pool? Hey, idiot, you don't know what a good record pool is? So, man, I even got out of some of those groups, and I was like, man, there's got to be a better way to do this without
Mhm.
up. I want to ask you a question. I don't want you to attack me or go after me. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna create my own, not knowing that somebody else locally was creating one pretty much the same time I did mine. I created it February the 17th, 2017. So I was like, I need a space where, and I said, I invite all the guys I've met um, at conferences that I know are cool. I invite people here that I vetted, and we'll create a space where it's safe to ask a question. I just created it, man, because I want to see the industry better than how I created. That's my whole thing. I want the industry better. So if we can all get together and do it better, then have better things, then that, to me, that's what it's all about. I just want the industry to be the main reason I created, so you can have a safe space to come and talk. Hey, what do I do for what was a good microphone? Okay, well, hey, I recommend Shure. I like Sennheiser. Throw some stuff at you. Hey, it all depends on your budget and what you're trying to get. But I recommend you at least go with this instead of, hey, you stupid idiot. Don't you know that you can't use Voco Pro, or you can't use whatever. Instead of getting stuff like that, man. That's
Mhm.
just something to give people. Hey, here's an answer to your question instead of let me beat you up, and then after we've all jumped all over you, we'll tell you what the best answer.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
created, man, to
Um,
space for people to ask the simplest question, the hardest question, and whatever you want to ask about DJing, and somebody there to be able to, help you out.
yeah. Yeah. And and it is a great platform, and I commend you for taking that next step in creating a safe haven,
Yeah.
so to speak, for DJs, because you know the arrogance and the egocentric people that we tend to have in our industry, can be very demeaning to people.
Oh yeah.
And say some very ugly things, man. And if you call that help, then you need to change the name of it, because that's not help. And shout out to DJ L Boogie out there, Lindy. Uh, what's up to you too, bro? But I'm grateful that you did do that because there's so much good that has come out of this.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you know, this was one of the first groups that I became a part of, as a DJ and it's crazy because uh, this group in Lee's group, I think I joined at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere along those lines. And yeah, and it has been a blessing in so many ways for me.
Yeah.
Uh, it's allowed me to meet some wonderful guys,
Yeah.
some great guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I know you told me you were skeptical in the beginning, and you're
oh
not
yeah,
let your guard down real easy. And I mean, I
oh,
won't be judgmental, but you're proceed with caution.
oh
So
yeah.
yeah. And you've come in since we've really got close this year, and to me, man, you've helped me in a lot of ways take it to a level that I want to see it. Putting in, following up, answering people's questions, replying. I know everybody can't sit here every day and sit there and do stuff, but I mean, some of the stuff you do with the words, the questions, making people think, that's what I want to see. And I don't always have time. As they call me, I'm the go bandit. I'm always on the go or
Mm-hmm.
and I just appreciate that. So I want to thank you for pouring into it or seeing the dream and helping push the dream as much as I'd see it. Because
Oh,
you came in and did like anybody else and just been a wallflower or as I
oh,
call
yeah.
it, just come in here and suck up energy and don't put nothing back into anybody. And those are the ones I hate the most, that don't put nothing back. Just come in here, take, do the P. Diddy, take that, So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And one thing that we have to learn in life, and I know some people, uh, they can't, you know, they can't even understand this, what I'm about to say. They won't allow themselves to understand. You know, some people, their whole life is based on taking. Everything is about what they can get from it. Everything that they do is from a selfish approach. And that should not be your go-to. You know, Giver's gain. You don't have to just take. Learn how to give something. Learn how to be a team player. Because when it's all about you, you can never be a team player. You can be on a team, but you're not a team player.
And I agree with that totally. And you can tell people who are here just to take, and they never really put anything in. They may come in here or there, but they're never. I mean, we can see eyeballs and see who reads stuff and who all and looked at stuff, who all is and reads, but they never really say anything. And that's why I always say, don't be a wallflower. And I mean, for a while, I would go in and me and Jorge, we put people out because you weren't participating. All you're doing is take. But now I don't really care. If you're in here, maybe you get inspired. Maybe you drop a gem on all of us one day that, you just were afraid to say something. But I really would appreciate if people wouldn't be afraid, ask questions, say things, comment. Even if there's no wrong answer. It's just your opinion. And we can respectfully disagree or agree to disagree, whatever the case may be. But I would rather that you say something or participate or input instead of just sitting back, not saying anything or just sucking air out the room and never contributing anything.
And,
But
and I just want to specify something because for those that may be listening or those that come and listen later, I don't want them to misconstrue something. And by no means are we saying the people that don't respond or do anything or just takers. Because, truth be told, some people don't know how to communicate. Some people, we don't know what their case may be. And just because you go out and DJ every weekend don't mean that you may not have issues or you may not be damaged goods, so to speak. And some people just don't respond. Some people don't see the need to respond. Some people are so into them that they don't even know how to come and play with somebody else in the sandbox.
yeah,
And if that's the case, then that's an area in your life that you need to work on. And hopefully you can see that there's a reason to work on.
yeah,
Uh, because what we're trying to, yes, there's strength in numbers, but those numbers have to be working toward a goal together.
yeah.
Because,
I mean, I agree with you. I'm not saying that totally, but I'm saying
oh, I get what you're
give
saying. Go ahead.
something. Comment,
Oh, yes.
just don't just scroll by. I mean, you might offer a groundbreaking statement that nobody has thought of and
Hmm.
have a different way of doing it. You might be doing something unique and different that we can all use. But again, it goes back to that, take selfish. I'll just get everything I can. But again, we're not saying that. We just wish everybody would participate and have some input and all that good stuff. That's all. We just want everybody to be in here, participate, say something, contribute,
Please,
have an opinion. Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
because you blowing the microphone up when you're doing your events.
Yes.
Yeah, treat this like your event. Give us some.
Yeah.
Give me a hit.
Give me a hit. Play something we can dance to.
Yep. Yeah, give me something we can dance to. So I know this might be a little controversial.
Uh-oh.
Wouldn't be
That
right.
be the place we hang out at. Controversy a little
Yep.
bit. But I'm gonna read this one. Why some DJs aren't truthful about what they can and can't do. Uh,
Now, with this being the end of the year, and I just want to say this, this is one of the things that I learned this year, more so than anything, how so many of us, as we say, don't keep it real. And I'll let you continue on, Jeff.
I mean, we both talked to people who virtually didn't tell us the truth or tried to paint it in a way about things
Yes.
instead of just being honest, about certain things. But it's up to you. I mean, you want to lie and say you can do something you can't, that's on you. Or you want to lie and say you've done something or I've been there, done this, done that. We're not here to judge you. We're just here to try to grow, help you grow. I could care less where you've been, what you've done. As long as I know what I did and I'm confident in what I do, I don't really care. I just want you to grow. And by lying, you're not growing. You're just sitting in the same spot. And if we can't water you or put no food on you or give you anything to help you grow, then you're just sitting there doing nothing. So, but I mean, it's just so many things. I mean, even about equipment, or I did this or I did that, or I'm doing this or I'm making that, or I'm doing 32, you don't have to lie to kick it, man. Just tell the truth. I mean, because we all see behind the scenes or we hear things or we know stuff, and it's just not even necessary. But go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna let you roll
Well,
on.
well, I was just saying, with some of the interviews, that was very disheartening to me,
Yeah.
because and I think we still got James on here. I did an interview with James, and the thing that I would always say, man, let's just have fun. Let's just be real, because I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not going to pull, you know, anything over on you. I'm just going let's just be truthful about who we are. Because fact of the matter is this. We all have things that we can work on and be better. From a DJ's perspective, from just being a human being. None of us are where I would say this, none of us uh don't have room for growth. We all have room to grow and be better versions of ourselves. And for those that say that you're where you need to be and you don't need to ascend no higher than that, check yourself.
Yeah.
Check yourself, because you fell off the rock. Because we all can be better. Brian said, Jeff, that's why the other day when we were talking, I was sending you so many pics to prove my
That was
BS.
full of BS. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, that's fine, man. It's not that. I mean, it's just the other things people never don't tell the truth about. I'm doing 30 events, or I did, or I'm
mhm,
this, or I'm here, I'm there, and I got this team. Just be honest, man. And then you get a phone call from them. Hey, bro, if you got anything this weekend, throw it my way. Man, I thought you'd be throwing me some work. So just tell the truth, and then people won't mind trying to help you or do stuff instead of saying. But I mean, that's not we're not gonna beat this horse tonight, Mike. It's
oh
all.
no, oh no,
Let's go
oh
into
no,
2023 being honest.
oh no, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'd love to do this, or I love to do that, or I want to make that. How can I do this? Just anything to not be, I don't know, all over the board lying about stuff.
yep. And you're right, James. You never stop learning. Uh, And J3, you right. You don't know. We ain't got time to be lying about skills or equipment.
No, or
Just
for
hey,
event or how much you're making,
yeah,
and there's so many things. I find that so disheartening.
yep, yep. And I think this is kind of repetitive. We already kind of touched on this. You know, what have we gotten from doing the podcast this year? You know, I've gotten so much. I've interviewed some great people. We've interviewed some great people. We've learned so much from the people that we've interviewed. We've learned so much from just doing the podcast and people giving comments, giving feedback. It's just been a beautiful learning pool, so to speak. And it has helped me to grow to be better in so many ways. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we did it. I'm grateful that I did it. I'm grateful that Jeff did it because it's been a learning, just a learning center for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell. I love sitting down talking to people, letting them tell their story, finding out stuff about them, things I didn't know, putting them on a hot box if I have to, getting the questions,
Oh
and
yeah.
just asking things, and trying to push them to be better, or push them to see
Mhm.
things or think about stuff. So and being an Air Force recruiter, I always, I'm gonna go 3 deep. I'm gonna keep probing until I get somewhere, keep learning, trying to find out stuff. And then just hearing people's story, or how they did it, or they're passionate about it, or what they love about it. I mean, I was like, oh man, that fires me up. But just all the different stories have been great. So I've loved that, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, like really real. His stories. And I met this brother one time at a convention. He took me and my wife under their arm. They showed us around, like, and from that day, just that day, we've been friends for at least 7, 8 years since then. And I've seen this cat one time in my life, and it's like I can call him and say, "Hey man, I need this." Okay, what you need, Jeff? I got you. So
Yep.
it's building those good relationships. I mean, Bowtie, I can call him, need anything. Hey, he right there. Call you there. I can call a whole bunch of folks, and they right there. They gonna hook it up. They gonna do it without even. And if I need to learn something, like critique, you guys give me feedback. Hey Jeff, do this, work on that, change this. Pat, do this. This could be better. Look at this. Listen to that. So I mean, it's just been so much stuff that I've learned this year, man. So much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, likewise. It's been a blast, bro.
And I don't know if we're going to, I think we are, because you got a year review of things that is this the learning point? I can't remember all the questions. But we've also learned there's some snakes and some dirty individuals out there.
Oh yeah.
And we had to call some folks out, or individual out. And to me, that just told me from now on, I can't let you get away with murder, because then you're going to go kill several other people and their blood is on my hands.
Right.
So I'm going forward. If you're a snake, I'm calling you out. I mean, if you dirty or you doing stuff that's underhanded or whatever, I'm don't do it around me, because I'm gonna tell it on you. I'm gonna
Yep.
blast you on any form that I have. First, I'm gonna come to you as a man or a woman, but after that, I'm letting the world know you a snake.
Yeah, and that was one of the big things for me too. Some of the highlights. Some of the highlights were, speaking with people like James Corona, speaking with people like yourself, Jorge, speaking with um, uh, uh, um, Bowtie,
Mm,
uh, several people. It was just great. We just had great conversation. And then there were some that just the blatant lies, and using the platform to try to, to repaint, a bad image, and it's like, wow, really?
mm.
And I just remember me and you having conversations, like, well, no, Mike, this is this. And I'm like, what? He lied to me? And it was very disheartening, but at the same time it was eye opening, you
Oh yeah.
know and like yourself, and you know how I feel about That if you out there doing the do, don't expect me to, you know, turn the other cheek. If you brave enough to do it, be brave enough to take what comes with it.
Yeah.
You know, and man, you've talked about this plenty of times. I'm totally against, predators getting a pass and the victim being victimized, continuously victimized. Well, you didn't have to say that like that. Well, he didn't have to do what he did. Did you say something to him or her?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Want to protect the evil person. I mean,
oh,
the
yeah.
person doing it wrong. I mean, I've been victimized. I didn't do nothing to him, but y'all want to tell me or her not to say anything about them publicly when I didn't went to them as a man or as a fellow vendor, a fellow DJ, whatever, as man to man. Hey, fix this problem, or this ain't right. What? Let's have a conversation. But you, yeah, I'm with you, and you really opened my eyes to that and stop protecting the bad person. And I don't know why we do that. Why do we protect the bad guy and the good guy is just trying to make things right? If somebody could explain that to me, it would be $1 million winner.
You
There,
and me both.
there's no need to protect the person that's doing wrong. We need to call them out for what they are and keep it real. Um, I'm calling 23 the year of the jump man. I'm just gonna keep it here. I'm gonna be like Mike. There's nothing I would say to your face that I'm not gonna say publicly. I mean, anywhere else. I've said to your face, I'll say it publicly. I
Oh,
just think
yeah.
it's a year of just cleaning up some messes and people out there, just okay, keep it real. You come to me, I'm gonna be like, no, that's not really how it goes. Let's just keep it real. And you're a fraud and you're doing this, you're saying this, and yeah, and you say something and then you say something else behind closed doors, or we look at a list and just we're gonna keep it real. It's the year of the jump, man. That's what I'm calling. I'm jumping.
And just look at it this way, and we're all trying to better ourselves. We, for the most part, I can't say this for all of us.
Yeah,
For the most part, a lot of us love what we do, and we get a great joy from that emotionally, and we get a great joy from that financially. You know, and we put in the work, we put in the hours, we do everything, and a lot of us are good people.
yeah,
But there's that percentage of of bad people that's out there, and it makes it bad for everybody. And
yeah,
we just, like you say, DJ Crosstalk is a safe haven. It's not a snake's pit.
yeah.
So if there's snakes, you know, if there's snakes in there, we need to get rid of them. So we can all continue to grow and push ourselves in the right direction continuously.
Yeah.
And not have people over there whispering and backbiting and doing all these other things, creating issues when there are no issue. All of the little stuff that go on. But
All right. So give me 2 or 3 positive things from this year of doing the shows.
let me see. I would say one positive thing for me, and one of the biggest ones, uh, was getting to know some guys and building a relationship. Uh, and I know James is on here, James Corona. I have a lot of respect for James. I didn't know him. And when we got on and talked and stuff, man, it was a wonderful thing. I'm like, man, James cool. He's a cool dude. He's a stand-up dude. You know, uh, and I really got to know some guys that I didn't know, even with Bowtie, even with yourself. Even though we had been communicating, but man, from there, that just heightened that. That's strengthened our bond. We started doing more and more things together. Even Jorge. Uh, uh, One, I met some great people.
Yeah.
Uh, Two, I found a passion for something else that I like to do. Uh, Three, it extended my vision of what I want to do in life. and that's three that I can give you. Now, what's your three?
Definitely one is getting to know people deeper and finding out stuff and their passion and their why, and re-energizing my why with some of the stuff of their whys, knowing that we have the same whys why we move and why we do this. Getting to know people. Honest. I tell you, one of the best interviews we had was the one we did with Jody, where she was just
Oh
so
man.
honest. It
Oh
was. I mean, I think that was one of our best, and just hearing it from Jody instead of sugarcoating it, she just coming with the truth and giving it to you how ti is.
yeah.
So was
Or AW.
and it was just, I mean, it's just getting to know everybody, man, and then doing a podcast. Now, if I say something to somebody like, "Hey, Lincoln, hey man, I want you to come on the podcast." We got, we got credentials. We got podcasts we done did. Hey, I can call you. You can set up. Like I just reached out and I got one. I'm getting ready to come out when I get back home. I did the interview while I was in Mississippi with Tyler. He's over the head of Harvest the Sound. The new DJ conference in Boston. Had a great interview with him. Hey, Jeff, I want you to come up and do some interviews, or I'm gonna give you the podcast room. You can interview people when we had a show. So I mean, it's just opened a lot of doors. It's been good. I mean, it's just did, like you say, it gave us another passion. I love radio, and I did radio for a while. So it gives me like going back to those days when I was interviewing somebody, a new artist or someone, or just playing on the phone with people. Hey, just a different. It just gave me a little bit of getting back into radio too, because I would love to do one where we did it like radio, where we talked and had some music and play a song, and people come back. Maybe do a radio interview with somebody, like we sitting in the studio. We got a lot of stuff coming in 2023, a lot of stuff in his head that I want to do, man. So I just think it's endless. We can do a little bit. We just got to get us a nice studio where we can sit down with the mics and sit down, chop it up, and just, really get to know some people, get them a chance to speak their thing. And we just trying to grow, man. We're just trying to grow the show. We're not trying to tell anybody how it's got to be done, but just, continue to grow the show. So I think it's just, like you said, it's giving us new avenues, new things we're passionate about. We both like to interview people. We're both thought-provoking. We want to go deeper and learn more and get the real, true, honest feeling on how you feel about stuff, where you're going, what's the next move. Just sharing stuff, like talking about stems. And I mean, my brother, he's got virtual DJ, but stems don't really mean anything to him because he's had it so long. So we sat home for Christmas. They doing karaoke. He just doing all the songs right there with his stems. And, I still don't have it. So, but it was just funny to watch him, doing it. And he's like, it don't mean nothing because he done had it so long. And he just hit the button and taking out the vocals. So I'm like, but, just different things, talking about stuff, sharing stuff with people, going to conferences and meeting new people and trying my best to gather all the knowledge and equipment information and bring it back and share it with everybody.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and I agree. And James said something that I totally agree, and I think we both do. You're right, James. There are a lot of talented DJs in this group and knowledgeable as well as experienced and some great people.
oh
There
yeah,
are. And
oh yeah.
I and I am so grateful for that because I've met some great guys and girls in the group, and we will be friends, associates, or however you want to look at it for the rest of my earthly life. Because you can't put a price on great people.
No,
Uh,
and I wanted to bring this up before I forget. And she just emailed me today, Fallon, telling us about how she's treated
oh
the
man.
industry as a woman. That was so mind blowing to me, Mike, when I heard that interview with Fallon, man, talking about how it's a
Mm-hmm.
boys club and we don't, how she's been so
Mm-hmm.
affected and she can't get into. But I think some things have changed because of what Rachel's doing, what Stacy's doing, and some of the other women, some of the other ladies. Stephanie, she won DJ of the Year, DJ Collective. And these are all people I know because I've been to these conferences and I know them. But it's just seeing, I think some doors are open, even though Fallon says she still had some stuff, even when we were at Wedding MBA. But that was just really, and I mean, I really want to talk to Kelly and Tiffany one day about that, or Don, anybody who will sit down and talk to us about how they feel about dealing with this industry as a young lady or, a woman. So that was a really deep interview with her too, man. Yeah. I think you need to repost that and put that out there for a follow-up for like a good interview and let people listen to it again. And we need to get Fallon on 2 DJs and a mic and talk to her again out there.
Oh yeah, we need to get on here.
Yeah. But yeah. So that was one of my big things from the year too, man. That interview with Fallon, not knowing what was going on. But go ahead. But y'all, it's just so many different things. And if you got anything that has been great to you this year or anything you want to share or something, just something that you learned from this year, anything that that you've gotten from the podcast, gotten from me and Mike, or anything, that we poured into anybody. I mean, share away. But again, it's just so many things that happened this year. Fallon, Bowtie, Jody, Tershawn. I admire anybody who's in another part of the industry who takes the time to, before they even start doing it, to learn what we do as a DJ, learn the craft. He took the time to learn how to DJ mix and all that stuff. And then he came back as a photographer and still, DJing and doing his thing. And he knows his lane, so he's staying in his lane, doing his thing. But he also took the time to learn how to DJ. So if any of us decide to go be photographers, I hope we would learn, instead of just buying a camera, going out there and start shooting and don't know what we're doing and mess up somebody's wedding. So I admire that brother for that. That was another good one. Let me see what else, some other good stuff. Just relationships with other DJs, man. Pete, Mario, meeting Smiley, DJ Smiley, meeting Larry G and him doing his thing, watching him do an all vinyl show. Hutch doing his thing. Just so many things you can learn from. Everybody has strong points. Some people have weak points, and whatever you got to work on to make yourself better as a DJ. It's just different stuff we all need to work on. So just keep on striving and doing what you can. And James taking lessons, Lindy taking lessons, and Lindy with his deep library of music knowledge. And it's just so many things, man. It's been a great year. I won't say it's been all bad. I won't say it's been all good. It's just been a really learning year. And another thing, if you can get out to any conferences and not just hear from me and Mike, but hear from other people, go learn and hang out and meet other guys in the industry, I think it would change your perspective on a lot of stuff too. So the more you can get out and go do things and meet other people and not just, listen to me and Mike or the people in this group. But go ahead. What you got, another one, Mike, or you got something else?
Yes. I got one more. And I would like to thank Chris, 2C the DJ, for giving me this idea. What is your DJR? And I broke it down. Your DJ resolution. And I might have spelled it wrong, for the year. What is your resolution as a DJ for the year,
Jeff? Mine is too long. It's not one. I have a list of goals.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
But my resolution is to always be getting better. Always be trying to learn, be open to anything. But I have like goals, business goals, budgets, office, certain things I want to learn. But my resolution is probably always to get better, or I want to be in a certain position this time next year. I want to be able to say that I did something. I had a whole list. I went through it. I think it was 2 things I missed for the whole year. I just say that. So I'm always trying to check mine off. What about you?
Well, like yourself, I have several. Some I'll share, some I won't.
Yeah.
From a business perspective, I have several. What I'm willing to share is I want to be a better MC.
Mm-hmm.
I want to improve on all my skills as a DJ, and all of them, because I still feel like there's things that I can be better at. I'm working on different transitions, different ways of doing things. smoothing out my transitions even more than what they are. Um, and I really, like I told and I've touched on you with this. I want to be as effective on the mic as I am with my DJ skills.
So let me say this. See, and these are things I would love to do for CrossTalk if we get everybody to participate. I would love to bring in a guy who's a really great MC. And we all get together, pay him some money. He come in and do a training session and teach us, give us a class on it. But
Mhm.
everybody's got to buy into, and also be willing to admit that you would like help with it. So you're admitting it. I'm admitting it. I always want to get better at everything too. But that's just something I wanted to throw in there. So go ahead and
Oh
finish.
yeah. Oh yeah. But that's a big one for me, because for a long time, that was a weakness for me. Now it's not a weakness for me in the sense of, oh, I can't do it. It's not a weakness in that sense. But I know that there's always a better way. And
Mm-hmm.
when you allow yourself to see things outside of your understanding or your perspective of it, that allows you to grow and get better. And and like I said, me and you have talked about this. That's one of my big things that I want to do. Um, um, increase, get better on all my skills and become a killer MC. And I want to learn some things that I haven't learned, even from scratching and so forth. There are some other things that I want to learn to do. Not saying that it's going to be necessary for me to do that at events, because a lot of times it's not. But I want to learn how to do it so I always have it in my bag of tricks, because it's not what you do, it's how you do it and when you do it. And if you do it at the right times and the right places, it will be just as effective.
I
And,
like that.
yeah.
So, Mike, I'm gonna start working on that tomorrow. We're gonna get that. We're gonna bring somebody in, and even if it's 2 or 3 people that are willing to pay some
Oh
money,
yeah.
we're gonna work on that. I already have somebody in mind that I would love to bring in and let him teach a class. But again, it takes money to learn and to do things, and
Always.
be willing to pay for what they want to. So that's
Yeah.
just something we'll have to work on. But I like the fact that you said that and willing to admit that. And I'm definitely one always wanting to get better at every skill that everything I do, from setting up. I want to get faster at that. Just anything, how to command a room. Just getting better at
Oh, yeah.
doing thing, so you just become even better at what you're doing, instead of just being stalemate and giving the same show every time. You know, it's just things you would love to do to get better at.
Yeah. And like for me, I think this year I'm going to possibly get into doing photo booths. That's never been something that I even thought about adding. But when I look and see, how things are going, even with yourself, and I see all of these different streams of income, I'm a businessman.
Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty much the only reason why. I won't say it's the only reason, but it's streams of income. And plus, be
You're
funny with
creating an emotion. You're creating a good memory for people.
And another thing about photo booths I like too, if I go working when I'm not DJing, I can learn something. Cause I'm all there could be trash, but I'm still okay. He did one thing I love. Let me write that down. I remember that. Hey, that was a great mix with this song. I never would have played that with that. I like that. Or he did this, or he said this about the room. Hey, just little bitty simple things. I'm taking a positive. I'm if you ask me, I'll say, hey, these are some things I will work on. But mainly, I'm trying to get tricks. And so photo booths, I sit around and work the booth, and I'm listening, paying attention to see what's going on. So it gives you a good time to go out and do a little research too, little reconnaissance.
Oh yeah, nothing
So
wrong with it.
no,
No,
and I
nothing
always
wrong with it.
do that.
Like James Corona say, you always learning. If
Oh yeah,
you're open. If,
always.
if you're open, you will always learn, or you
Yeah.
have the opportunity or the possibility of growing. You got to be open. Closed books don't get nothing.
No, closed fist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
And yeah, just a lot of different things, man. And I'm glad you said that because I really wanted to do something like that. And there's stuff we want to do even bigger. Like you say, there's things we want to do that we're not even going to say because God willing, we're going to be able to pull them off eventually. But
Yeah,
it's not stuff you could just say publicly. But there's a lot of stuff that we really want to do as far as CrossTalk goes. A lot of things we have down the pipe that we're working on every day, grinding, trying to get done, and always just trying to do it better, man. A lot of stuff I want to do.
yep, yep, yep. And for those guys that's listening to us, what's your DJ resolution for this year?
I need you to
If
put
you're willing to share.
in into CrossTalk tomorrow or tonight. Give us 2 of your resolutions.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't have to. I mean, if just something you want to work on, something you're shooting for. I mean, if it's something you don't want to share, that's fine. You don't have to say anything. But we all got something publicly that we can say we want to work on, or we want to get better, or what's my resolution? Hey, I want to become a better, just I don't know. I want to get better at DMX, and I want to get better at lighting. I want to offer another service. I want to start doing dancing on the clouds. I want to learn about this. Anything. Just what can I, like you say, creating streams of income. A lot of us don't want to do that extra stuff because you may have to have a bigger vehicle or do more, but it's another stream of income.
yep, that it is.
I can't really see the chats. Do we have anything out there anybody would like to say, questions or
No,
anything?
no, we don't have a lot of activity tonight, but we would love to if you have something that you want to share with us, and at the same time, as always, if there's any more questions, please. Again, crosstalk is about talking.
Yeah,
Crosstalk.
it's not sitting there just being quiet.
Yep, yep. Lindy say he in the lab all night. Lindy
And
been sharing videos with me. He been putting in mixes. I'm very grateful for that, Lindy. And I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. I wouldn't have thought about that.
yeah, and I had somebody reach out to me early this morning before I got on the highway to leave Mississippi. Hey man, I got a mix. I want to send it to you, and I want you to, put it on Crosstalk, put it out there on Spotify. I said, hey, send it over, brother. I'll listen to it. And he also made another idea too, man. Like sometimes, like it would be good for you too. When you do it, do a little bit about why you did it, what inspired you. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
the Michael Jackson mix, just so we have some kind of perspective on the DJ. Hey, this is what came to my mind. Why did I do this with this, or why did I do that? Or even if you just do it before you even do the mix. Hey, this is my inspiration as to why I did this. Because sometimes it just hits me. I have one song, and I can just trail off 10 to 15 with that one song. So it was no inspiration. It was just one song, and I wanted to just roll with it and go with it. So. And I'm gonna do my best between these 2 weddings I have this weekend to do a live, at least 30-minute set at one of my weddings where it's just straight in the mix, cutting it, just going at it live and in person, just so I something, I want to have that. Hey, this is what I did at a wedding, and they the perfect couple for my one Friday. They 2090s hip hop R&B, so I just think I want to do that. I see a couple more in there, Mike. What you got?
Oh, that's Lindy.
Oh,
Lindy said he got a lot more. Most of them either I dreamed about it, or it just popped up in my head. Oh, I love it, Lindy.
and I know, and sometimes it just hit me. I just hear a song, and I'll be like, okay, I need to
Oh
do
yeah.
it. Me and you talk about it all the time. Like, what was that for the love of money that I kept talking about, and you finally did it. But
Uh-huh.
I just never had the time. But I just get a song and I just run. I just take one song and I'll run with that one song and do a mix off of like the Heavy D. I just one Heavy D. Okay, I'm gonna do a whole Heavy D set. So
Oh yeah.
headed for self-destruction all the way through Somebody for Me to now that we got. So it just one song hit me, and
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's in everything that I do when it comes to stuff like that, it's always inspirational.
yeah,
There's something. Even when I put mixes together, the names of the mixes, they're not just random. Those are inspirations. you
I
know.
hear you. Yeah. So man, it's been a great year, brother. I'm extremely happy with the way our relationship has grown and the things we've accomplished and the things we've done and the dreams that we have and where we're trying to go and the things we're trying to put into the industry, the atmosphere. I just see 23 as a jump off, man. I'm telling you, it's jump off year. It's a lot of great stuff is going to happen in CrossTalk with everybody, with a lot of different things. I just see it as the year to
Oh
me.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And hey, I totally agree, Jeff. I'm
Yeah.
with you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything you gonna do, I mean, you got anything, it's don't hesitate. Just start working on it now, man. Set them resolutions, write it down. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, y'all, coming up. But we'll have a couple shows before then. But we have our first kickoff is gonna be, we have a great speaker coming in and she's gonna talk about goals, setting realistic goals, writing down your goals, achievable goals, not writing down I want to make $1 million and there's no way for you to make $1 million. But
What date is that, Jeff?
it's January the 23rd, and it's going to be at a new venue called Tarrant Event Center in I think Haltom City, but it's right off of 121 and Denton Highway. So it's a new venue. She's opening up her doors to us. We're going to have a speaker. It's going to be good. So let's start the year off right, man. Come out, listen to it. It's a great speech. I've heard it many times, and it's just setting realistic goals, writing them down, and then have a way of measuring them, measurables. Hey, I want to do 30 events. Okay. Just write, I need to do, 30, what is that, out of 12? I need to do 5 a month or 4 a month. How do I get there? What am I going to do to measure it? Did I make my goal? So you can look back on it and see if you made your goals for the year. So it's going to be really good. It's always inspires me for going into the year. And we're going to make this year different. We already planning our stuff. February, we're going to do the garage sale. Jorge is trying to get me to do a Christmas in July. And this one is not going to be money. It's going to be us going out and doing service to somebody. So, yeah. So it's a lot of good stuff. The admins behind the camera or behind the keyboard are definitely trying to get some good stuff going. Of course, we're going to have a big give. We're going to do a garage sale. We're just going to try to do a lot of stuff, man, to make it fun for everybody. And if you want to host or you have some ideas about what you want to talk about or you want to talk to everybody about something, hey, reach out. We'll be glad to give you the microphone and let you do your thing. So.
Yeah. Hey, Fallon. How you doing, sweetie?
Oh, that's buddy right there.
Yeah. Quick question for you. We want to bring you on the show. Are you down? Yeah, I'm waiting on your answer.
Come on live with us and talk about it. Yeah, I got she sent me about a 5-page email today about some stuff from a show me and her went to together. And I want you to I gotta read over it and reply back to her, but it's deep. And it's probably a script for how a real conference should be done. I mean, it's well thought out. Because if you've never been to a conference, she laid it out how it should be. And not, all this fuzzy and just real.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Oh, Fallon is one of my favorites. That was another blessed relationship.
Yes.
That I really appreciated. Me and her had, a great time. And she said, of course. So I'll give you a holler, Fallon, and we'll set up something. We definitely got to have you on.
Yeah, we got AJ for Brian and AJ schedule whenever they get healthy.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and Fallon is another one, man. Never met her, never seen her in person until this year in November. But we've been friends for about 4 years. I mean, she posted something in a group in Mobile Beat. I reached out to her, and me and her have been friends and talking industry ever since that day. So the last Mobile Beat was about 4 years ago. So I had not met Fallon in person 4 years, but me and her were the, industry friends, man. And it's just those kind of relationships. Good, genuine industry folks when you meet them. And everybody that is not from Dallas that is in DJ CrossTalk is a good, genuine industry person that will pour into you. I'm just gonna say that across the board. Darrell, Fallon, Todd, every Brian that's with he's Sound Switch, just everybody in the group that's not from DFW is a quality set individual. So if you don't believe, reach out to it and try him. Look at Cooper up in there in Utah. He won DJ of the Year. Met him at Mobile Beat, and that brother went out, and he's been killing it ever since I met him. So, like I say, man, it's some good quality folks in CrossTalk.
I concur, bro.
Yeah. What was those last couple messages, man? I didn't see him. You see
that
him?
was Lindy said he's gonna be posting on Instagram. It's Lindy that third on Instagram. That's where he's putting all his mixes at good or bad.
All right. Lindy, also follow DJ CrossTalk on Instagram. Shoot me a mix, man, so I can post it up on Spotify. But don't send me a bad one. Send me a good one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we appreciate that, Mario.
It's live. It's not like you going back and you laying the songs out and putting them in Adobe or something. You're actually doing it. So send me one, man, something you like. And I'll be sure to drop it in the on Anchor and on wherever we put our podcast at. We'll be sure to put them up. And I like that. Want to come on the podcast, reach out to us. You want to sit down in the studio or you want to whatever, just reach out to me and Mike, man. We'll do our best to get y'all on and chop it up, talk about it.
No problem with that.
We want to we're a blanket, man. We want to talk about it. We want to solve it, dig into it. If we can't fix it, let's reach out to somebody else and get it fixed.
Yeah, we are fixers.
All right, Olivia. But man, it's been a great year. 22 has been great, man. I'm so looking forward to 23. I went home last Saturday, DJ the 50th birthday party. I haven't touched. Well, I did a live stream and did a church thing because they asked me to do it, and bless my church. Awesome. Bless my church family, and man, I just recharged the batteries, bro. And I won't say I'm ready to go, but I just feel something about 23 that's going to be different. That I'm going to really get to do some stuff that I really want to do and put some things in motion. And I just feel a blessing coming up on something, as the deacon would say. So yeah, but any words, man, before we get out of here? Is on our last show that we got this thing kicked off, and we just decided to do it, and we've been running with it, and it's been good, man. Like a lot of people have said, man, it's been really good. We're enjoying it, so I'm glad y'all can subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow that one, and eventually we want to move it over there so we can hit a broader audience. But for now, we'll keep it in CrossTalk too. Yeah, I'm working New Year's Eve. I have a big wedding. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'll be at one of the hotels downtown for my second year working with them. So yes, I'll be there. Last year it was crazy because we had a lot of Alabama and Cincinnati.
No, they're not here this year. Alabama.
Oh, I know it, but I'm just saying last year was crazy. It was crazy. So I don't know what to expect this year, but we're gonna have a blast. We're gonna set it off.
Yeah.
And make it do what it do. Any of you guys working New Year's Eve?
Well, we know Lindy working.
Oh yeah, Lindy.
I know
in there.
The other James is working. It's a lot of people working. There's a few cats out there saying that they need some, and if you got some. I had somebody hit me up for a 2-hour party the other day. I need to reach back out to them, but yeah. Who is that? I can't see names. The mic. Who is that?
All right.
Is that?
Brian.
Oh
Brian,
yeah.
Jeff looking forward to. Oh, Jeff looking forward to that soon as you shake this. Happy New Year, brothers. Here's to better health and a good fortune in 2023. Appreciate that, Gemini, and we hope you get better, bro.
It's the jump. The jump, man.
You get better. I'm gonna have to send you something. I'll DM you some information, Brian. But yeah, I'm. Again, thank you guys, man, for tuning in with us. This is not just about me and Jeff. This is about all of us. We really appreciate sitting and chatting and talking with you guys and sharing information as well as receiving information.
Yeah, and we're open book. We're not like the guys back in the day where we're covering up the record. If you got some answers you want to ask us, if I know the answer, I'm gonna give it to you. If I don't, I'm gonna find out for you.
Yeah. So and likewise. So I'm grateful, man. Let's make 2023 a year to remember. If there's anything that either of us can help you with, hey, DM me, leave me with your number or whatever, or Jeff. I promise you, we'll do what we can.
Yep.
So if nobody don't have anything else, in the old saying, we're outie like 5,000.
All right, brother. See you next year.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Tune in next Tuesday night, 7:30, y'all. We'll be right here. Same bad channel, same bad station. It's 2 DJs and a mic.